The story of the Rosetta Stone's discovery is not one of meticulous planning and scholarly pursuit, but rather a serendipitous accident born from the chaos of Napoleonic conquest in Egypt, a tale intertwined with military ambitions, archaeological ignorance, and ultimately, the key to unlocking millennia of Egyptian history. The year was 1798, and Napoleon Bonaparte, driven by dreams of empire and a desire to cripple British trade routes to India, launched his Egyptian campaign, intending to conquer the country and establish a French presence. More than just a military expedition, Napoleon envisioned his campaign as a grand scientific and cultural undertaking, bringing with him a large contingent of scholars, scientists, and artists, the Commission des Sciences et des Arts, tasked with documenting and studying Egypt's ancient wonders. This group, comprising some 175 individuals, included experts in various fields such as botany, zoology, astronomy, mathematics, and, crucially, Egyptology, though Egyptology as a formal discipline was still in its infancy. Their mission was ambitious: to survey Egypt's geography, flora, and fauna, to study its monuments and ruins, and to record its history and culture, all in meticulous detail, and produce a comprehensive scientific account of Egypt. Among the numerous tasks assigned to the scholars was the examination of ancient forts and buildings, as part of a broader strategy to assess the state of Egyptian fortifications and their potential value for the French army. It was during the rebuilding of Fort Julian, near the town of Rashid, Rosetta, on the Nile Delta, in July 1799, that the discovery occurred, an event that would fundamentally reshape our understanding of ancient Egypt. French soldiers, engaged in the demolition of the old fort, were tasked with extracting usable stones from the rubble, unaware of the historical treasure they were about to unearth. Pierre-François Bouchard, a young artillery officer and a member of the Commission des Sciences et Arts, was present at the site, supervising the work and overseeing the collection of usable materials. On July 15, 1799, a soldier named Corporal Pierre-Jean Hérault noticed a peculiar, dark-colored slab amongst the stones, a fragment of a larger stele, different from the other blocks. He immediately alerted Bouchard, who recognized the significance of the find, noting that the slab was inscribed with 3 different scripts. These scripts were unfamiliar, but Bouchard correctly intuited that the inscriptions likely represented the same text in different languages, a crucial insight that would prove instrumental in deciphering the stone's meaning. The stele was approximately 3 feet high, 2 feet wide, and about 11 inches thick, made of granodiorite, a durable igneous rock, and weighed around 760 kilograms, 1677 pounds. The top portion of the stele was inscribed with hieroglyphs, the formal writing system used for religious texts and monumental inscriptions in ancient Egypt, largely unknown to modern scholars at the time. Below the hieroglyphic section was a middle section written in Demotic script, a cursive form of Egyptian used for everyday administrative and legal documents, more accessible but still poorly understood. Finally, the bottom portion was inscribed with Greek, a well-known language to European scholars, providing a known reference point for the other 2 scripts. The text itself was a decree issued in 196 BC by priests at Memphis on behalf of King Ptolemy V Epiphanes, outlining the benefits he had bestowed upon the temples and the priestly class. The decree aimed to legitimize Ptolemy's rule and assert his divine status, demonstrating the use of the stele as a tool of royal propaganda and a means of public announcement. Bouchard immediately recognized the importance of the stone and had it carefully transported to the Institut d'Egypte in Cairo, a newly established research institution created by the French expedition. Copies of the inscription were made and distributed to scholars throughout Europe, sparking intense interest and debate regarding the potential for deciphering the ancient Egyptian scripts. The initial excitement quickly gave way to frustration, as the complexities of the hieroglyphic and demotic scripts proved exceedingly difficult to unravel. despite the presence of the known Greek text. Several scholars attempted to tackle the challenge, including Antoine Isaac Silvestre de Sacy, a French Orientalist who made early, albeit incomplete, observations about the Demotic script. Johan David Karblatt, a Swedish diplomat and Orientalist, made significant progress in identifying proper names in the Demotic script, using Greek names as a reference point. However, it was the work of Thomas Young, an English physicist, physician, and polymath, who made the first major breakthrough in understanding the hieroglyphic system. Young, initially focusing on the Demotic script, correctly deduced that some hieroglyphs represented phonetic sounds, rather than solely ideograms, symbols representing ideas or objects. He also identified the cartouche, an oval enclosure surrounding hieroglyphic characters representing royal names, and began to associate specific cartouches with known rulers, such as Ptolemy and Cleopatra. However, Young incorrectly assumed that all hieroglyphs were phonetic, failing to recognize the existence of ideograms and determinatives, symbols providing clues to the meaning of words. The true breakthrough, however, came from Jean-François Champollion, a French scholar with a lifelong passion for ancient Egypt and a profound understanding of Coptic, the final stage of the Egyptian language. Champollion recognized that Coptic was derived from ancient Egyptian, and that understanding Coptic could unlock the secrets of the ancient languages, grammar, and vocabulary. Building on Young's work and utilizing his knowledge of Coptic, Champollion correctly identified that the hieroglyphic system was a complex combination of phonetic and ideographic elements. He meticulously compared the Greek text with the hieroglyphic and demotic inscriptions, systematically deciphering the phonetic values of individual hieroglyphs and identifying grammatical structures. In 1822, Champollion announced his breakthrough, publishing a Lettre à M. Dacier, in which he demonstrated his ability to read hieroglyphic inscriptions and provided a detailed explanation of the hieroglyphic system. This publication marked a watershed moment in Egyptology, opening up the vast wealth of ancient Egyptian texts and monuments to scholarly interpretation and fundamentally transforming our understanding of ancient Egyptian history, religion, and culture. The Rosetta Stone, once a mere fragment of rubble, had become the key to unlocking millennia of Egyptian civilization, a testament to the power of linguistic analysis and the enduring allure of the ancient world. Following the French military defeat in Egypt, the Rosetta Stone fell into British hands in 1801, as part of the terms of the Treaty of Alexandria. It was transported to England and has been housed in the British Museum since 1802, where it remains one of the museum's most prized possessions and a major draw for visitors from around the world. The Rosetta Stone story is not merely about its discovery and decipherment. It is a story of intellectual curiosity, scholarly perseverance, and the enduring power of language to connect us to the past. It stands as a symbol of international collaboration and scholarship, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge transcends political boundaries and cultural differences. The stone continues to inspire new research and interpretation, revealing ever more nuanced insights into the rich tapestry of ancient Egyptian life and thought. Its enduring appeal lies not only in its historical significance, but also in its ability to transport us back in time, allowing us to hear the voices of those who lived and thrived along the banks of the Nile thousands of years ago.